This is your normal candlestick. It shows 4 data points: open, close, high, and low. 4 numbers that every trader has been taught to read and trade. But what if I told you that there is a technique that lets you see beyond just the candlestick? Something that lets you have access to data that most traders don't even realize is there. Hello traders, I'm Jusell, a full-time day trader and a trading coach. Every week I get flooded with the same question. How do I get an order flow setup just like you? You see, my order flow setup was simple. Anyone could understand it without having to study fancy words and concepts. So today I'm showing you how to set it up. But before we can build the setup, let's rewind back to that candlestick. With these 4 data points, you can see where price moved, but not what actually happened in the market. You're lacking context. It's like watching an arm wrestling match and only focusing on whose hand is ahead. Order flow reads the body language instead, so you're watching for clues if a wrestler is getting tired or about to give in. And this is why we use order flow in trading. But what if you looked at both? The hand position and the body language. Order flow is not here to replace candlesticks. It's a tool that gives you more context into the market so you can make better trading decisions. Now, let's build this thing. You need a trading platform called MotiveWave, specifically the order flow edition. That's gonna be $49 a month. Second, a level 2 market data subscription. I personally use Rithmic, so that's $42 a month with the connection fee included. Add it all up and you're at under $100 a month. And that's all you need for the whole setup. So let's get into it. Okay, now we have MotiveWave open and you can actually see how the end result is gonna look like. Don't worry if you don't understand the setup. At the end of the video, I'm gonna actually explain how I trade it and how the chart works. But now let's focus on the building part. So the first thing you want to do is just open a completely blank chart. No indicators, nothing. What I would also suggest to you is that you disable auto scale. This just means that it's much easier to go through your chart. Okay, the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna go to study, all studies, and then we're gonna write volume imprint. This is the indicator that will make this setup possible. Click OK. Once you have the indicator open, you can see that you get these different settings, and this is where we will actually build the indicator. First of all, we want to change the column type from profile to ladder. Have the tick interval set at 1 and the imprint count set to whatever number you want. If it's at 20, it's gonna show you 20 bars. If you have it as 500, you can see 500 bars. This just means that you can see more data and you can scroll back and see what happened previously. Of course, that takes more data and performance from your PC, but me personally, I like to have a higher number, so I'll put it at 500. You're gonna keep RTH data only unchecked and also use historical minute bars unchecked. Then next, go to ladder and make sure that all of these are checked but not the value area color. So disable that. Then the next step is to click on delta. Make sure that you have show fill enabled and show imbalance enabled. Then if you expand the window, you can see more different settings. Remember, this has a lot of options, so you can really do whatever you like with it. But you go to candle totals and make sure that positive delta and negative delta is enabled. And that's all you need. You just press add. Now, this looks very messy and weird, right? So what we want to do is you go up here, you see these different candle types. What you want to do is you want to choose no bars. Right now your indicator is on top of the normal candlesticks and we don't want to have that because we already have candlesticks here. We press that one and now we zoom in a little bit and you can see we have a very similar setup to mine. Okay, now that we have the volume imprint setup, the order flow setup pretty close to mine. Of course, you can change the colors. For example, here the color is gray. If you want to make it more clear that this is the sell side, you go to ladder and you change this, for example, to red, and maybe you have an easier time understanding the concept. Then one different thing that I have is the time frame. Obviously, this is a 15-minute time frame and you can change the time frame however you want. So if you want to have a 1 minute chart, this is what you get. You get 1 minute candles with the volume imprint baked into those candles. But I myself am interested in rotations, not time-based bars when it comes to orderflow. So what I do is I right click on the canvas, chart settings, bar settings. Here you can see it says bar size linear, minute, 1. And here you can see different bar settings. What I do is I don't want to use linear time-based charts. I want to use something called point and figure. And here comes in the customization. If you don't like point and figure charts, you can use tick charts, you can use volume charts, you can use normal range charts. Everything that you want, you can do. But I myself love point and figure charts because it shows me rotations. So I choose it here. Mine is on box size 1 and then reversal. That means that there has to be a 3-tick move to create a new bar. I want to change that reversal setting to something a little bit higher. And this changes with volatility. So if the volatility increases, you want to also increase this reversal number. The lower the number, the more candles it creates in a volatile environment. But right now, I feel like 10 is pretty good on ES. And that's it. You just press apply, and here it is. You have the exact same volume imprint setup that I trade with every single day. Okay, now that we have the chart, we want to actually learn how to use the chart, right? Because remember, orderflow is just a tool, and now we have to learn how to use it. And I figured there is no better way of showing how to use it than show an actual trade. So this is from my student portal where I review my own trades, and this is a real trade review. So you will actually see how I use it because I've used this in this exact scenario to take this short trade. First of all, I always look for daily levels. Orderflow is useless unless you look at levels, and you see this blue line here. This is the overnight high. So this is a significant daily level. Okay, then the second thing we need to understand is these numbers. You can see them everywhere, right? But what do these numbers mean? Well, if you're on your trading platform, you probably see buy market and sell market. And this is exactly what it is. It shows the net amount of buy market and sell market orders. So the orders that actually move the market. Here we had 1,156 more market orders to the upside compared to the downside. This means that there was more aggressive buying going on at the overnight high. Well, how do we use this? You can see that I marked this as huge absorption. We had 641 more aggressive buyers at this price compared to aggressive sellers. And now I mean in contracts, not in the amount of traders. But as you can see, price actually kinda rejected. We didn't go up, we rejected. And that means those buyers got absorbed. And now you might ask, what absorbs aggressive buying and aggressive selling? Well, that's what you see on your trading platform called limit orders. A limit order is a passive order waiting to get filled, right? So now what it means that these aggressive buyers tried to lift prices, but there were so many limit orders here that the price got absorbed and didn't really move anywhere. Now, after this, you see negative 47 delta, but price went up. Aggressive sellers came in and tried to push prices down, but price didn't move. This means that passive buying was here to catch the move, so the move didn't really go anywhere and price actually went up. So there's clearly a fight going on, and this is a perfect example of absorption. Both sides are absorbing at this level. So there's a fight going on. And this is exactly what order flow is all about. You want the important level, which is the overnight high, daily highs, whatever weekly levels you're looking at. Then you want a fight or something called absorption. This is where both sides are trying to go at it. And then what you want to see is something called exhaustion. And what does exhaustion mean? Well, it means that the other side gave up. You can see here, buyers tried to push one last time, price didn't really go anywhere, so they got absorbed by passive selling, and then here, buyers tried again, but price is continuing to go down. Well, in this rotation, this is the rotation where we entered, we see a huge amount of market selling coming in, and what does price do for the first time? It actually moves. This is the signal for your entry, because now it's high probability, the buyers gave up, and the sellers are in control. And this is exactly how you use order flow. Now, you can also see the same thing to the downside. We had really strong selling here, buyers come in, but they still get absorbed. Sellers try to push for a lower low. It doesn't happen. They get exhausted. Buyers come in and move prices for the first time. So the logic works for your entry, but even your exit if you want to. Now, let's be honest. There is so many ways of building order flow, and it's not always airtight. You won't win every trade, because in reality, you can win this guess, price moves in favor, and then we find buyers at a lower price, and it comes and stops you out. And that's totally fine and normal, but order flow gives you the edge in the moment, so you get a great entry, and that's it. If you found this video useful at all, consider subscribing. If enough people enjoy these types of videos, I'll keep making even more content on order flow and trading just in general. Thanks for watching. Jusell is out. See ya.